Hey guys, Adam O'Leary, Encite Branding, Marketing, Creative, back with another vlog. And today is developing a content strategy, first steps. So regardless of what product or service you offer, it's important to make sure that when you're speaking to your audience of potential prospects, you're coming at them with content that's applicable, engaging, timely. Now that things are starting to slow down a bit for the holiday season, it might be a good time to revisit your content marketing strategy or think about building one if you haven't already. So we understand that might seem like a lot to take on, which is why we've outlined some first steps that can get you started and serve as a framework for a long-term strategy. So let's start with the basics. What does content strategy really mean? Essentially a content strategy is just an outline plan that details how you plan to use all the content at your disposal, whether that's audio, written, visual, video like this. This is to further your ultimate business goals. And for instance, if getting more search traffic to your company's blog is your goal, you might want to implement a content strategy that focuses on what? SEO, keyword implementation, a carefully curated list of topics that you're certain will resonate with your desired audience, your target market. Unfortunately, content often gets pushed to the back of the burner when it comes to priorities for new business or startup. There are so many things to focus on that a content strategy is, it's never developed. So now that there's no real rhyme or reason to the messaging that's being put out, it's not particularly on brand, on message, and it feels more like more work than it's worth to spend time to developing, something more formal. But here's our warning, don't fall into this trap. Content is important for a ton of reasons, but mostly because it's one of the first things that attracts potential new customers to your brand. Generally, one of our first questions I ask myself as a consumer when I consider engaging with a brand I'm not familiar with is, what's the problem that it's going to solve for me? What's the benefit for me? Your content pieces that reach people at these early parts of the sales cycle work to identify and define the problem and explain your solution in a cohesive manner to the audience. Not only does this help you build credibility, but the customer's confidence, and those two things are key. Content can also work to help differentiate yourself. After all, it's incredibly likely that regardless of whether you're dealing with competition in the consumer packaged goods space, if you specialize in SaaS, or even if you're an entirely service-driven, there is some similar offering on the market. And what makes you different? And more importantly, what makes your product or service better? And if you can express those things in clear language to the target market and the audience, you're already ahead of the game. The brand voice that you choose to take in your content puts a face to your company and gives it a personality. And more, this corporate relatability is an important factor for customers faced with buying decisions. The next question that you need to answer when building out a content strategy might seem simple, but it can't be overlooked. Where are the people you're trying to reach? While we hope this blog post and this video helps you grapple with the basics of content strategy, we won't lie. Creating meaningful content marketing pieces takes time. For that reason, it's important not to waste any of that time trying to reach people in places or on platforms where they simply don't spend their time. Be strategic when it comes to your channels. For instance, if you're a SaaS company whose function might not be as easy to understand as other products on the market, a longer form YouTube video that can serve as an educational piece might be more impactful than a minute-long TikTok video that exists only to entertain. Seems like a no-brainer, right? But you'll need to do some market research to find out the answers to these questions, but we promise it's worth it and it's crucial. So be ready for the new year and all that comes with it. Start talking your content strategy with your team and taking it seriously today. But that's it for me. It's Adam with Encite Branding, Marketing, Creative. We'll be back next time with another vlog.